Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop, to Kev Shop. This is the, 1.873 star date 7299.4 shop. It is the interim shop until the one gets built uh, right next to the house. So we're doing, since we're doing some downsizing here at this place, like the temporary downsizing, I've decided to clean out that toolbox and get it more situated to automotive. And originally at the other house, I had separate toolboxes for automotive stuff and for guitar stuff. And since the guitars are all getting sold, I'm going to use this one mainly for automotive stuff. And eventually, actually, it'll probably stay in here when the shop gets built. I'll have my other tools in my other box over there, but it might move over there. We don't know. I'm not hot on these cabinets here. It's not definitely not my style for a shop. It works great in the kitchen, not so great here. So we're gonna do this in two parts. We're gonna do an emptying and a fulling, or I don't know, filling. Sorry, I'll figure out correct English or later. We'll do an emptying, and that way we know what stuff we're gonna keep and what stuff will go into a U-Haul box that will be dedicated for, the guitar stuff. And there's going to be a ton of stuff that I'm going to throw out too, because this is, I've had this for 15 years or whatever, and there's going to be a lot of stuff, especially in that top section, that just not going to use really. Not using it anymore, or it was testing for something, and I'm just not, I don't have to test any stuff anymore. So a lot of that stuff is going to get discarded. And so I figured we'd do that quick, and that'll be a nice painless one. Also, I think for any good shop, to have tools organized is really, really crucial. It really helps speed things up, and it helps get the job done quicker and occasionally more correctly. If you have friends helping you in the shop, it really helps if they know where the hell to go to get a specific tool, or to, put something away. If you're like, hey man, can you put away the 10 mil? Yeah, they know exactly where to go with it. So um, that's why I have, and I use this on my other box, which is very handy. I have a labeler, and this is just a Brother P Touch labeler. They're super cheap. I got this one used just off Marketplace. I actually got into a bidding war, whatever, with grandmama. Anyway, um, this one is super cheap, and it $40, $50 for a super duper one. You don't have to plug it into your computer. You don't have to do anything like that. This one actually came with a CD-ROM. Awesome, with all the free software. Okay, great. But it did come with the user's manual, which is cool. And I have a slightly different model at my other shop, and I use it all the time. This one, I got a bunch of cool colors, so we can do. That's probably a better way to see the colors: red, blue, berry pink, lime green, yellow, and white. And these are the 1-inch 24 millimeter cartridges. I also have, come back here. I also have the 12 millimeter, the 1/2 inch. So this is normally what I use. Occasionally, if you're labeling stuff bigger, you want to have that. I also have the plain black. Sorry, this is black with white print. And this one came in Amazon. I don't remember which one it is. This is a 2-pack. I believe this is the 1-inch. Nope. This is another 12 mil white on black tape. So this is white on black tape. Oh, that's what these are. These are black on white tape. So that's the difference. So we won't be using those. We can actually recycle that. So Uh, my other toolbox, since a lot of people use it, I'll bring you guys over here when I start emptying stuff out. All the drawers are labeled with what's in them. So when someone comes in and wants to work on their vehicle, they're not fumbling around which drawer is it in. You can actually just read the corner and it'll say, you know, screwdrivers or Allen keys or whatever. And when you're going from my other shop, I have a gigantic box. It's 10 feet wide and it's 32 inches deep. It's huge. It's what, 7 feet tall, and I mean, it's a great box. I love it. Has almost all of my tools in it. I still have some kind of on the shelving, but this is going to be a very trimmed down version of this. I won't have, uh, you know, a dozen different sockets, a dozen different 10 mils. I'll have different size sockets for different size stuff. Hey, Liz. Hey, CJ. Yeah, CJ, try the labeling thing. It's not very expensive, and it actually comes in handy around the rest of the house. So I'll show you guys. I'll just do something really quick. So I show you how cool this is. And you can use a labeler for this, or you can just, I have a bad habit. You can just use a Sharpie. Let me show you something real quick. So this is the outlet cover. And this house is so bizarre. So there's one screw. There's another screw. So we don't know. Oh my God. Of course, he's stuck on there, right? We don't know what breaker this guy is on in the breaker box, which is right behind you guys. We have no clue. So when the breaker blows, do we know that this has power, or do we know that this one blew, whatever breaker there? So on the back, inside the cover, you can label it. You can label whatever you want in there, and you can put, breaker number 25 or BR25. You can write it with a Sharpie if you want to, but you can use a label maker for those. That way, if you're ever looking around for electrical issues, you just got to pull the cover plate off and look, oh, it's number 25. So that works really well. You don't have to fumble around and put stuff in here trying to figure out which one it's for or anything like that. Do the beep, 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 beep. You don't have to do any of that stuff. And this house is so bizarre, man. So all of the outlets here. This is kind of embarrassing because I really didn't notice when I did the walkthroughs on the house. I wasn't really paying attention to that. I was more concerned about space and everything else. But all of the outlets on the house, every single one is a square. It's a Leviton square. The outlet itself is beige. All of the cover plates are white. So all the outlets are beige. All the cover plates are white. It is so bizarre. Also, every single wall plate screw is vertical. Every single one. Here, in the kitchen, master bedroom, guest rooms, out by the pool, everywhere. Every single wall plate screw is vertical. Someone has OCD like me. So label maker is a good way to do it also, because if you change a drawer, say you move Allen wrenches to Allen wrenches and Torx, then you can just write a new label that's combined, and I mean, it's great. There are a lot of pre-made labels out there, and you can get those, on Amazon and eBay and stuff, and they're very helpful. And that, if that works for you, great. But I tend to do kind of customized drawers, and it's also where stuff fits. So obviously I can't put a drill in this drawer, but I can put it up here, and I can't put I shouldn't put my measuring equipment up here. I should put it in a smaller drawer. So it's a little thing like that, and it makes it a lot quicker. And especially for you, if you have, this is what, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 drawers, 16 drawers in the top. It makes it a little easier to find stuff. You're not hunting down. You'll eventually memorize it all, but It does help. Labels are a shortcut for your brain. Yeah, very true. Just makes things easier. This is detailing stuff. This is uh, deep sockets, whatever it is. And when I came down here, when I first moved down here, I had no tools at all. I only had the stuff that was in the guitar tools, and all that stuff is very fine. It is, um, it is stuff like this, like micro driver screwdriver sets. So that's not doing me very good trying to do, replace outlets or install a pool pump or anything like that. So I've slowly had to build up. I'm going to do it over time too. Just build this up to make it into a nice automotive one. And all of my guitar stuff can get sort of narrowed down. I don't need, 6 different sets of miniature screwdrivers. A lot of that stuff, some of the stuff can get trashed. Some of it can just go and get parked or donated to a guitar buddy or whatever. But I wanted to get this toolbox emptied tonight, and then tomorrow we'll do a filling. We'll take what tools we've got, the stuff we're going to keep, lay out all the stuff here on the ground, and sort of lay it out into packages, and then put it in the toolbox accordingly. That's not a random question, CJ. That's actually a really good one. My favorite tools are the ones that work. Those are my favorite. In the guitar world, there's guys that go their entire lives searching for a very specific sound, and they buy amplifier after amplifier. And these are not cheap. These are two, three, five, 10, $50,000 amplifiers, and these guys cannot get the sound they want. And I feel terrible for them. They keep buying this stuff and buying this stuff and hoping it works for them. Same thing with certain guitars. They're like, I like this shape, but I don't like this. This neck is awful. I've been very lucky. I found amps that I really like, and I found guitars that I really like, and I sort of stuck with that. So I didn't really have to go searching for a specific tone or a specific feel. So I got lucky with that. Probably 8 to 10 years into playing. So I never really had to go on this ultimate quest. The same can be said for tools. There are die-hard Snap-on guys. I've seen Snap-on guys with boxes that are absolutely the length of my house. They're just huge. They're 2 stories. There's a staircase over on the side to go up to the upper deck of their toolbox. I mean, it's got to be $300,000 just for the box. I mean, that stuff is incredible. The if you want to go that route, you can. A lot of people go into debt because Snap-on does this really easy credit, and their tools are very, very expensive. They have a great warranty, and the truck comes by. It's very convenient when the truck comes by every week, twice a week, whatever. But they are very expensive, and you can go into debt very quickly. They have a credit program, and I see mechanics get into debt very, very quickly. Oh, you know, they buy a screwdriver, and it's $65, but they got a free Snap-on hat with it. So, they make it sound good. You just need to be very careful with that stuff. Don't get sucked into it. The same can go for Mac and Cornwell and Matco and all of those guys. They make a very quality product, but it is very expensive, and you can get sucked in very quickly. So, do I have Snap-on stuff? Absolutely. I have Snap-on torque wrenches. I have some Snap-on ratchets, but they're things that I've acquired over time. And I'll go be at a friend's shop, and I'll hop on the truck, and I'll get one thing, and I will pay for it wholly and be done with it. There's no financing. There's no, it's only $8 a month for a $900 torque wrench that I can get somewhere else for the same price. What's really nice is there are other options. So you have Craftsman, you have Cobalt, you have Harbor Freight. All of these folks offer the exact same warranty that Matco and all the other brands do. If you break it, they'll replace it at no charge. 99% of the time, that's for hand tools, not for electrics or anything like that. The Craftsman stuff I've literally walked in with broken Allen wrenches, and they're like, "Here's a new one." It takes 10 seconds. I've done the same stuff with Cobalt, with screwdrivers that have snapped, or the heads on Phillips have stripped out. They're like, "Here's a new Phillips driver for you." They've been no problem. Harbor Freight's been the same way. They're really good with that. So now, when the lower tier companies start giving the same warranty that the big tier companies have to step it up. And there's other players that are coming in now. There's obviously a ton of tools from China that are coming in. So be careful about what you want really, really kick ass. If you want a really, really kick ass torque wrench, which is a good idea, go with a Snap-on, go with a Matco, go with a Mac. Those are really good, really accurate, and all that. But I took a Snap-on, a Craftsman, and a Harbor Freight down to Jegs in Ohio, and they have a torque wrench tester. And I would go down there once a year, once every couple of years, and test my torque wrenches, make sure they're still accurate. So just for grins, I took all three down, and believe it or not, the Harbor Freight one was the most accurate out of all three of them. And this is the cheap dial, $49 Harbor Freight 3/8 drive. So it's a lot of it is experience. Check and see what works for you. If you have to spend $800 on a torque wrench, you got to spend $800. If you only have to spend $60 on a torque wrench, maybe that's a better one for you. It is entirely up to you. There's also the stuff on Amazon and eBay. Like I said, the stuff coming in from China. Those guys are obviously very cheap. The question is, how many times does it work? So you might be in a pinch and you really need it to work, and it snaps or it breaks, or the display, shits the bed or whatever. You're like, all right, well, that was kind of useless. Kind of be careful with those. I don't stress too much about the warranty with those, because there's no way I'm shipping it back to Shenzhen to have them send me a new one. Kind of be careful with that, and look around, and definitely pick the best option. But for local, in your hands, Snap-on, Matco, Mac, Cornwell, and even next one down, go to Harbor Freight, go to Cobalt, go to Craftsman. Those guys can also get the job done. There's nothing wrong with it. It's really what gets the job done and what works best for you. In my shop in Ohio, we have tons of people in and out of there. So if I do these incredibly expensive Snap-on sockets, and one leaves in a buddy's car underneath the seat that we all forgot about, that's a $80 socket now. I got to replace it. If a Harbor Freight socket ends up underneath it, I don't care. I'll get another $6 socket. See what I mean? Oh, we got a reply here. Power tools is also kind of the same. For years, I had Craftsman power tools, and I had their, what was it, 18 volt? The C3 system, whatever it was, and I had a ton of tools. I had the chainsaw, the blower, the radio light thing, the air compressor. I had all the C3 tools. I think I had all of them. If I didn't, I was only short one or two. But I also had like 40 batteries, and I had these the chargers, like wall mounted, the 4-pack chargers. And that stuff worked great. And it worked great for probably 10, 12 years. And then the batteries started to die out. They weren't holding charge. The tools started to crap out on me. So I started moving to Bauer from Harbor Freight. Now, Bauer is the middle of the road from Harbor Freight. Hercules is their big power tool. And Warrior, and this will answer your question, I guess. Warrior is their bottom of the line. This thing, I think, was $20. And I got it like the second day I moved down here, because I need a simple drill to take wall screws out and do all of this stuff. So I needed a very simple drill. This is not heavy duty. I would not use it on any car stuff. But for around the house, it's working fine. It's cheap, plugs right in. If I want to get extra batteries, I can. For anything professional, if you're getting paid huge money to work on cars, Milwaukee. That's the end. DeWalt's okay, nothing wrong with it. Um, Milwaukee, I have to. Uh, they've got tons and tons of tools. They've got 18 volt, 20 volt. They've got all this other stuff. So if you're getting paid, you know, if you're feeding yourself by working on cars, Milwaukee. If you have a shop that like mine, where a bunch of people are coming in and out, I'm using the Bauer stuff from Harbor Freight because they have a variety of different tools, just like Milwaukee. But if that falls, that impact falls off the bed of the truck and breaks, it's $50 to replace it versus a Milwaukee, which was $200 to replace it. That's the difference. So if I have my druthers, probably at the new shop, I'll probably just run all Milwaukee and just keep the Bauer stuff as backups. Bauer batteries are very cheap. Milwaukee batteries are not cheap. So you go through batteries very, very, very quickly, especially if you're doing a ton of work. Milwaukee, man. I mean, that's the. I want to, try and pick out something else. There's, there's other great air tools and there's other great, very specific hand tools. But for power tools, I'm going to go with Milwaukee. Oh yeah, Liz, that makes you make a really good point. Yeah, 12 amp batteries. Geez, dude, are you doing like dump truck lug nuts or something? That's a serious juiced battery, man. Wow. Okay. Um, just folks for reference. So, like the battery in this is, I don't even know. I'll read it off the bottom here. This is 1.3 amps on this battery at full charge. So he's got an impact with 12 amps. On most stuff, you're going to see between 4 and 7 is kind of heavy duty, and that'll take off lug nuts and stuff like that on our cars. If you're doing 12 amps, man, you might need to have a buddy to like hold you in position while you turn that thing. That's a serious juice, man. Yeah, I bet it is. Liz, you're correct. Just because you buy Snap-on and you wear the Snap-on hat and you got the Snap-on hoodie and you have the Snap-on shoes and you got you know, the Snap-on wallet, it doesn't make you a kick-ass mechanic. There are a lot of guys out there that are, they're fully loaded and, they still think 9/16 is sometime in the middle of September, you know? They're still, I don't know how to, where's the oil filter on this thing? You know, there is that. It's sad, but they want that image. They want to, portray that they're this awesome, super badass mechanic. But in actuality, it looks good. It certainly does. When he goes to his upper deck on his toolbox and walks over and opens up a drawer that's taller than he is, that looks really cool. But if he can't find a TPS sensor on a Miata, that's not helping anyone. So it's going to make it harder for him to pay back the financing, the loan on that stuff. Yes, yeah. I'm glad you like the shirt. It's Kimi Räikkönen, and it's obviously the Heineken logo basis, and it says "Leave me alone. I know what I'm doing," and then it says "Made in Finland," and it's got the car. I got this a long time ago. It accidentally became a shop shirt one night, and I didn't really want it to because this is actually a very, very nice hoodie. But it's been a little brisk in Florida. When the sun sets, it definitely cools off. And I had the garage door open for a while, so was definitely going to do hoodie again. But yeah, this is a Kimi Räikkönen reference. We did at Lemons. We did a Kimi Räikkönen theme on our car, and it was a big hit. It was awesome. Big Kimi fans here. Yeah, Liz, you're correct. The show versus go covers a myriad of stuff. It covers whatever you want. Um, like you said, cars, motorcycles, anywhere. There's a lot of guys who, and you were talking about firearms. There's a lot of guys who have the $8,000 Kimber, but you know they couldn't hit the Miata hardtop from here, right? And then you have the guy who has the beat up 1911 that his great grandfather used in World War II, and he can knock off 10 pins with 7 rounds. What? How? What? How? 7, 10 doesn't compute. Anyway, so there's stuff like that. And you got to be kind of wary of that. If you want to become that guy, it's very easy. If you don't want to become that guy, kind of take a step back and go, oh, crap, I'm getting in too deep here. All right. Yeah. Just sort of evaluate yourself. You'll be all right. Yeah. Yeah, I have another one, another gray hoodie that I got in a town called Uranus, Missouri, and that is it's a real town. Um, Believe it or not, Uranus is right next to Dixon. Those towns are next to each other. I'm not kidding. Go look it up. And I got this great hoodie, and that one's even more comfortable than this. It's really nicely Phillies lined. I mean, it's kind of expensive, but it was great. It just says property of Uranus, athletic department or whatever. And it's very funny, and people get a kick out of it, and I think it's funny as hell. And again, one night in the shop in Ohio, um, I don't remember what I was doing, or someone came in and they had something we had to do, and I just happened to have that hoodie on. It became a shop hoodie. I got a replacement, so I have a nice mint one that I really like, and I wear occasionally. I actually wore it on Saturday. Yeah. So there's shop shirts. You don't want to become shop shirts, but damn it. Like I had a really nice one of the Viper Club shirts, and I don't know what happened. I got caught in something. Someone came by and was like, "Hey, I'm broken control arm or something like that." And all of a sudden, I'm laying on the ground in this Viper shirt, and it's covered in power steering or whatever. So that's how it goes. That's why they make more of them, right? Yeah, yeah. It really does depend. Go watch the Olympics. The guy from where is he from? Is he from the Ukraine? You have they showed the Asian girl with like all the eye things and the laser and all of that, and I don't know. I think she got bronze, and then this guy walks up and he goes, "But blink!" He's got just a t-shirt and standing with his hand in his pocket, and he gets silver. So yeah, okay. Oh, another thing, since we're doing all of this, we're making all these changes and we're doing all these things a little bit differently. Just for grins, I tried this today. You guys know this is a rock star shop, right? But I tried this. This is Monster, and this is the Ultra Vice Guava. I don't know if you can read that. It's kind of reflective. It's zero sugar. It's actually really, really, really good. Really good. Um, and since Rockstar isn't sending me anything, hmm, might have to keep trying these guys. I was pretty impressed. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm still here. It's still me. If you guys see me drinking, if you guys see me drinking alcohol in here, then you can, you know, ask what happened to Kevin. Mm. Oh yeah, he was from Turkey. Yeah, that's correct. That guy was great. He had pictures of his dog, and I, that guy's awesome. That was one of the highlights of the Olympics for me. So, along with breakdancing, breakdancing was another big highlight. It was so impressive. Australia, bringing it. I mean, bringing it hard. So, yeah, yeah, Liz, exactly. Um, So I'm gonna get. I've got some supplies here, and also since this is a new labeler, I figured we'd have fun and try. This one does like different. Um, it has a lot more features than my other one, symbols and all this other stuff. And it has the cutter. Like on my other one, it has a cutter right here. This has a cutter. It's a button, so it cuts for you. I guess. I think. I don't quite know. Do not move this lever manually. Okay. So I figured we'd have fun with that and we'd experiment a little bit, at least to figure out how to do it. So that then tomorrow, when we've made all these, sections and sort of lined up the drawers on the floor, then we can uh, we can do the filling of that tomorrow. Plus, it's kind of like Al Capone's safe. You guys get to see what the hell's in the top section of that box. CJ, have a good night. And yeah, definitely, find what works for you regarding tools. Listen to reviews, but uh, don't necessarily live in them. You know, um, check stuff out before you buy it. It's your money. It's your time. Definitely check stuff out. Don't fall into the trap. It's very easy to do. Very easy to do. Um, all right, you guys want to see what's in this thing? Let's do this. We'll uh, we'll try and make it quick. All right, so hang on. I got to do. Uh, I've got a. This is just a moving pad. Thank you, U-Haul, for giving me. The lady was very nice at the U-Haul and was like, "Hey, we're gonna throw these out. Do you want them?" Yes, yes, I do. These are. I mean, they're not super thick Fernie pads, but they work great for what we're doing here. So we'll lay this out in front of the motorcycles, and now we can bring our tools over here, and and I'll show you guys. There it is, laid on the ground. Super exciting, right? So I bring you guys over here and let's see. We come around the pad and we'll just go right to the toolbox and see what's in here. What's in the magic toolbox? Oh boy. And the other thing I want to do, thanks everyone for subscribing. I really appreciate it. We're almost in triple digits, which is really cool because this is, like I said, this is all organic. I'm not getting paid a dime for this. This is all you guys enjoying what I'm doing and what the rest of my friends and I are doing, and I love that. I think it's great. Seeing the emails and the notifications from YouTube saying, "Hey, XYZ subscribe." That's really cool. So I really appreciate that. Thanks, you guys. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it. I can bring you guys closer, right? You're not afraid, all right? I'm kind of afraid of what's in here because, yeah, yeah. Okay. I don't want to start at the top, but we should. So we can actually wipe this down too. Um, I thought I had a cleaning cloth, but somehow, even inside, it gets dusty. It was downstairs at the other house, and it actually got dusty. But I was doing, there in the winter, I have to paint and stuff, and so it does all that. All right, you ready? Here's where it gets good. And I also want to make sure that it doesn't hit these guys. Okay. So, wow. We have a lot of stuff in here. And like I said, some of it's going to stay, some of it is going to get ditched, mainly because I don't know what the hell it is or it's expired. Like this epoxy is solid. So he's going to go in the garbage. This JB plastic weld is no way. Is this still good? There's no way. No, he's solid too. So there's stuff like this that is just going to get pitched. We'll find what we can. Oh, is this new? Nope. And he's also solid. This is another plastic epoxy. This is an old Mylock. This is a thread locker, and he is solid. Hang on. Oh no, no, he's coagulated. So this was actually a really good thread locker. So I'm actually going to bring the. I don't need to bring the trash can over here. I'm just going to open the lid on this side, and if you guys see me pitching stuff over, if you see me pitching stuff over the laptop, that means it's garbage. Oh, there's a ton of miscellaneous nuts and bolts here that have just emptied themselves. So the nuts and bolts will go, we'll hang on to those because they're usually pretty handy. But the bags for them can go. We have some 800 grit sandpaper, very handy. And this is some 1200 grit sandpaper. These are LED lights. And I do not have the controller for these. I should say I no longer have the controller for these. So those are all done too. That's kind of unfortunate, but that's how it goes. We'll save our finishing stuff over there. This is E6000. This glue is good, and I just used it a couple days ago. This is really cool stuff. It's a nice solid bond, but you can also peel it away. So this is good supply stuff. We're going to keep this over here, and it'll go in our supplies drawer. This is a hard drive. That's odd. This is an old hard drive, which terabyte looks like an old hard drive. It might be out of my old laptop, so we'll have to hang on to that and make sure it's deleted. A very old set of gloves. These are leather and the fingers are gone, so that's unfortunate. These are screws for a cover plate for an Ibanez guitar. So we need to hang on to those because they go to one of my guitars. We have a receipt, which we do not care about anymore. There's safety goggles and an old battery. Safety goggles we can hang on to. Battery we do not have to hang on to. Safety goggles are always good. We have our little mini funnels. This should be a 3-pack. I don't know where the third one is, but we have funnels over here, so we can put these with the funnels. There we go. We have a harness. This is from the Neon. This is, whoops, sorry, that's pretty loud. This is microfine sanding. This is a gray 3M pad. This is a really nice pad. This is foam, which is not necessary. So we have more finishing stuff. There'll probably be a lot of guitar finishing stuff in here. We have a trim stick. This one's beat up, but trim sticks are good. God, what else is in here? This will make you laugh. Oh, these are all petrified too. They're like solid. Oh, these are feet for bar stools, but on the Viper truck, I would pull the wipers off and these would go over the stubs. So that's what these were for. Were, past tense. What else we got here? This is a quick connect for, I don't know what that's in. This is an old brush. We can actually hang on to that. Effective vehicle security component? What the hell is this? Active relay? Brand new active relay. So no idea what that's for. We'll hang on to it and check it later. This stuff is garbage. The T-fitting was for a system I had for the Ram truck that sprayed water bleach mixture right in front of the rear tires. So you get a really big smoky burnout. This is a drain cover something trash. Look at this. We'll go old school with the Haggerty bag. I don't even know how long I've had this. That's going to Berg. I might give that to Katie too. That one we're going to hang on to. And you want an old chip brush? That's an old chip brush. It has seen so many days. So many days. Yeah, no fear. This is foam adhesive tape, and he's still good. So we'll hang on to him. This is an AC adapter that I have no clue what it's for. No idea. So level, which is very handy, and little mini clamps. These things are great. And again, these are really small because I was doing guitar stuff. So, they work great for guitar stuff, but we might find a use for them in the shop. So we'll hang on to them. Level with a magnet on it, fits in your pocket. That's always kind of handy. So we're going to keep that. That'll go in measuring for sure. You're definitely narrowing stuff down here. We have some thin electrical tape. We have old battery. We have a Digipower USB outlet. It's only a 1 amp, so it's not really going to help anyone out. DAP auto marine sealant that is absolutely solid. What do we have here? What is this? These are trash. These are guitar strings that got used for getting into very, very tiny spaces. There's a needle and a razor blade, and then I don't know what this stuff is, and then a paper clip. So we don't need any of that stuff anymore. This is random wire, a couple of other pieces of wire. We have some small green zip ties, and the little zip ties come in handy sometimes. So we'll put them with our other zip ties, which are right here. Oh, another big zip tie. I got a bunch of zip ties here, so we'll hang on to that. We got a pen. I have no clue if it works or not. It does not. It will get moved. I probably should have done this years and years and years ago. This is actually, I don't even know what that is. Do you guys know? Do you guys have any idea? It's gone, is what it is. Again, another old school USB. The fuse is toast. These are micro switches. These are great. We're going to hang on to those. These are Velcro ties. I got a ton of these. The place that I used to work in Denver, we had hundreds and hundreds of boxes of these, and they ended up everywhere. They ended up in your car. They ended up just kind of usually in places you didn't want them, and they ended up in your toolbox. So we'll hang on to these. Why not, right? I have no idea where I would ever use them, but bundling cables, stuff like that. They're cool purple, so That counts for something, right? Okay. Rubber gloves are toast. And this is icy diamond. This is to cool computer chips, but it is solid. This is a piece of braiding. These are some old school safety glasses with like my own custom nose piece. They're done. They're done. They're done. This is a lot of clean out here. These are harnesses. Actually, there's another Velcro tie. This is a APC. So that is for a. These are harnesses for prairie dogs, believe it or not. So you can take your prairie dog for a walk. They do not fit the kinkajous. They are way too small, but I had them for the prairie dogs. So cool. Big ass ring clamp. Yeah, why not? This is a soldering tip that goes to my soldering gun, which is still in Ohio. Here's the other reel of those LED lights. Oh, 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 God, whatever that smell is. Jesus. All right. Now we have wood shims. Wood shims are always handy. These are actually very nice, nicely cut pieces of pine. And I don't know why they have tape on the back. I was using them, again, this is stuff I was using for testing. I'm not quite sure why. You know, what I was using them for, but I was definitely using them for testing. So we also have some bungees. If they're still bungeeable, they're good. A lot of these guys just come apart over age. Over age? How about over time? So, oh crap. All right. Those guys are still good. Another battery. And this is a zipper pull. Is this bizarre? I don't even know where I got this. This is Phoenix Benjamin. Yeah, we had prairie dogs for almost 10 years. This is a zipper pull. What is this? Phoenix Benjamin, 95, publisher, producer, recording artist, Pro Tools, world famous graphics. I mean, this is the guy's resume. Tour stage manager. So I don't know. I mean, this is yellowed so bad. I can't read what it's for, what it is. I can't even read that. I don't know if you guys can see that. I don't know what that is. So that was cool. Thank you for the gift. All of my zippers have pulls. Heat shrink tubing, always helpful. More zip ties. I'm just going to start stacking these. This is stars. Oh, were we using these for Rockstar stuff? Anyway, they're like sparkly stars. Again, these are, this is wood weld. These things are solid. They're done. Oh, that one juiced on me. This is old memory. What does this say? SR or 5R MB. I don't know what it is. It's an old memory card and an old Scotch-Brite. These are pipettes, and I don't know. These are for making, obviously, some kind of compression fitting I was doing with these. I don't remember what they were for. Yeah, we'll hang on to it. There's a whole bunch of compression fittings here. We'll put these in hardware because you never know when you need a plug. A lot of these are plugs too. So, oh, we have a nice bag here that has a ton of fittings in it. I think these are mostly for the air compressor. when I was running lines for the air compressor. So we'll hang on to those. Use them for the new air system. I'm going to get a different air compressor here. I just have a little small 2-gallon guy, but I'll get a different one. Here's a piece of tubing that is solid. Oh, old rubber bands. These are from Meyer. These are ancient. Again, proof that I work on guitar stuff. This is a 5-way switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is a volume knob. And I don't know what these are from. There's no names. This is a Cortex switch, so this could be out of a whole bunch of stuff. It's probably out of a Strat. So really have no need for that. Wood thing. Oh, these are kind of handy. The magnetic lists. Might keep that for a little while. It does have a dog and a cat on it, but I don't really care. What is this? Oh, old school. This is actually before I worked for him. Oh, someone has times on here. Yeah. So, yeah. There you go. This is actually before I went and drove for him. So, yeah, this is 2005. That's kind of cool. I'll keep it as memorabilia. How's that? I don't have a lot of memorabilia, but I'll keep it. This is a cover. This is a cover for a DJI drone, first generation drone, one of the battery covers. Old. These are the actual keys to the toolbox. So we will leave those in here. Here we go. The Ibanez and Tama lanyard. When Ibanez invited me out to NAMM, that's always nice. So hang on to some of that. Toolbox keys. I don't know what this is for. This is no idea. It's garbage. This is another set of keys. These are all receipts, I believe, and a bag of Q-tips. And all of these receipts are either accounted for or dead. Oh, wow, there's an amazing picture here. What did I spend $98 on? From Walmart. Oh, an old filing cabinet. Wow. That's a crazy ass picture right there. What is this from? From All Parts, I think. Yep. These are all old. These are all old. Just receipts that ended up in here. Pep Boys, ancient Q-tips. This is a cleaning cloth. It's actually a tack cloth. It's actually still good. It's just been hanging out with paper. We got a bunch more stuff here. This is a metal clip that I have no clue what it goes to. Sears receipts from Sears Hardware, store that is no longer there. I'm going to go around this side. And got a bunch of these. These are the inserts for the tremolo package. And yours truly designed all of this. Every single bit of it. All the words, all the drawings, everything. Size, shape, how it gets cut out. The only thing I didn't do was the background. And, you know, obviously cut it out. But All Parts does these. These are the instructions for the tremolo. So that was fun. That was a one of the more difficult things that I did is trying to take a very very precise, you know, a very elaborate installation and break it down into, you know, basically 8 different steps. And these are pre-patent number. So that's why they're kind of rare. But again, unfortunately, I don't have any use for them. All parts those are any use for them. These are all, oh, these are like wood ply. Where the hell? Can do national tape. These are all receipts. Car wash. Yeah. None of the stuff. Lowe's, Michael's. Yep. No warrants, no nothing like that. From Jet Hot, that was when I did the headers on the truck, on the Viper truck. Commercial invoice. Oh, from Hanchong. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Hanchong invoice. Hanchong is the factory in South Korea where the tremolo is made. Okay, so I used to work at a place called Film Video in Denver, and I was in charge of camera support, and I ran that department. And we had this piece come in, and the guy said it wasn't working right, and could I take a look at it? And I took a look at it, and I took a picture with the Polaroid. It's obviously a very, very old Polaroid. And what he neglected to tell us was that it had been underwater for about 6 months. And yeah, so I had this. This was up on my work area. It says, "Don't ever do this," and that was pretty rough. So if you can see, I'll try and point it out. Oh, this poor zip tie is like stuck in there. So if you see this part right here, that is one of the pins. These are called modules here. This is a major bearing. And then this is a pin right here. And what the pin does is it grabs the module. And a lot of times those pins get bent. So what I made was this little piece of stainless steel. And this is one of those pins. And these are about $30. And this is perfectly drilled. So if you have a straight pin, it will basically fall in there. If your pin is bent, then it won't go in. So this was just a testing unit. But I don't really want to get rid of this because this is a really nice piece of stainless steel. Or I guess it's not stainless because we're getting a little corrosion there, but these pins are part of that mechanism, and the module goes around and they're held down, and then when they engage, they come up here. You can see that's kind of flanged right there. It's got a bevel on it, and that's what grabs, and that's what gives you your resistance on your pan or your tilt. So we're gonna hang on to this piece too. These are clips. Again, these clips they come in handy. Same kind of thing. These are regular office clips, so we'll keep those. Again, if they need to get pitched, it doesn't hurt to pitch them. I'm gonna hang out of this with the nostalgia file just because, God, I can't remember that. These are guitar tremolo springs, and I can tell you these are all mediums right now. These are all trem springs. These are in the back of guitars. You have your claw on this side, and this L shape goes into your trem block, and these guys are springy, and they provide the tension. So we'll keep those. I have no clue what this piece of aluminum's for. That guy can go away. So we'll keep the trem springs. We have a bag of screws. We have a bag of multicolor fittings and stoppers. So we'll hang on to those too. The keys can go here in the corner. What else we got? We have another epoxy, and he is also solid. More fittings. It's an old blown out halogen bulb. I don't know why it's still in there. That might have broken. Again, like I said, in the guitar world, we have small versions of everything, so I have a very small clamp. These guys work great for, holding wood together or whatever. And you can take this end off and put it over here so you can use it as a spreader. So this guy can come in handy too. This goes with the same thing for the sockler head. This is what we would have, what I would use for modules. This is Delrin and aluminum. This is really, really a cool piece. Roy Hicks made this for me. So he's a super awesome guy. So I'm going to keep this. This is my Roy Hicks memorial. I know it's a very odd memorial. Again, we got more construction screws and some brads. I don't know if we'll ever use them, but actually, I know I'm not going to use those in miniature brads. So those are going away. We'll hang on to the screws. This was an insert. This was for testing with the tremolo. I don't remember what I was doing with this, but I honestly, I don't have a use for the block, but I do not have a use for anything else. So we can use the wood block, but the bolt can go to something else and has an insert in it. So it was some kind of testing for the tremolo. I honestly don't remember what it was. Here's another piece of pine. Here is a red ball, and here is, oh wow, look at these. This can go away. These are Cheesehead 3/8/16, and these are for camera plates. These are actually probably worth a lot of money right now. These are extended ones. They're very long. I don't know if I have any regular camera plate screws. I don't think I do. Not here. Holy shit. Yeah, I don't have any here. I don't think I do. Anyway, normal 3/8/16 camera screws like that. These are extended ones. We use these on a bunch of different applications. They are 3/8/16. They do still work. They need to be cleaned up, obviously. So we'll hang on to these too. Camera screws are worth a lot of money. Here's a screwdriver that I've used a billion times over. We've got some. These are just called acid brushes. You get these cheap anywhere. And I can tell you right now, they are going in the brush drawer. So we have a drawer just for brushes. So give him his own little pile right there. This is another wood plate. This is back inside, and I have no idea what that means. It's a very nice piece of maple, bird's eye maple. It's just very thin and it's very curved. So again, don't have any use for that. Broken wood, old stick, very bizarre screw with a very bizarre insert, another battery. Just a lot of garbage here. I don't even know what the hell that is. Some solder, and that's another plug. So all of this is garbage here. Oh wow, these are old Gemfest 99 guitar display tags. There's my Tune fretless bass, my Marshall cabinet. Oh my god, my Zoom 3000S effects unit. And someone else wrote that. I think that was Gabe or Kirk who wrote that. There's my UV. Wow, I should send these to Gabe. He'd freak out on it. My 67 Fender Bassman amplifier. Gabe will freak out on those. That's, sorry, a little bit of nostalgia we'll hang on to. What do we have here? Got to make sure it's not a bad poster. You know, we all had to go through college, right? I have no idea what this is. It doesn't have a date on here, a year. It just says September 28th through 30th, Jegs. So I'm sure that was a fun event. I'm pretty sure I went to that event. Saturday extravaganza. But there's no year on here, so I don't know when it was. Cool. A extension cord, and this one hasn't been cut up by me, which is very strange. We can actually use that. Um, this is this is fun. This is where the tremolo receiver goes, and then this is my little homemade punch that is the exact diameter of the pin. And I would punch the pin out and replace tail pieces. But we're not replacing tail pieces anymore. But we can still use, this is a nice solid maple block, so, or pine block, so we'll use that again. This is graphite oil, and you can use that as a lubricant. Graphite's a really good lubricant. I'm not sure that this cap, oh, just be careful, don't get graphite on yourself. I don't know. I think it's clogged up. I think this is done. It was cool though, graphite oil. What do we else we got here? We got more sandpaper. Oh, more 1200 grit. Okay. 1200 grit is good. We like that. We have some not DAT tapes. We have, well, yeah, they are. Mini DATs. If you guys have never seen a DAT, this is called digital audio tape. And that's what it looks like. And this is very old school. If you've never seen one before, that's what they look like. They're protected on the back. They have a little sleeve that you have to, I don't even remember how to do it. You have to kick the lid up and then the sleeve pulls back and it's all digital. It's a pretty cool format. But these are all tapes of answering machine messages that I need to record. So I don't quite know what to do with those yet. WD-40 no mess pen. Oh no, totally dried out. What do we got here? Oh, okay. This is the remote and adapter for those LED lights that I threw away. Okay. That's how it works. Whoops. We have more acid brushes here. We have Giganto zip ties. Again, we get a ton of hardware here. This is Tommy tape, I believe, which is actually, its nickname is Tommy tape. It self-adheres. It adheres to itself. And I'm pretty sure this stuff is dead. I don't even know it. Oh no, it's still good. So this is, when you keep it sealed up in a little bag, it helps. It's good for doing small wiring stuff, and the tape will adhere to itself, which is kind of cool. So we'll keep that in supplies. We have a pen here, which is still good. Yes. We'll put the pen in measuring. This screwdriver is still good. And then we have a huge nail. I don't know what I'd use a nail for, but I'll keep it. Losing stuff here. It's also, I think, time for some Rockstar. Hang on a second. Okay. Almost done with the top here. This is an old tube of glue. This has an adapter for doing the, God, I forgot what they're called. The little biscuits for gluing in biscuits. This is tape for a tennis racket. No idea what I was using that for. Now we got a bunch of hardware. This was a stick with some kind of foam on it. This is an old brush, paper clip, and then the rest of the stuff is hardware. We're almost done with the top here, which is I mean, that's the biggest step, right? Oh, I got a Lincoln Electric sticker. Lincoln Electric Motorsports. I didn't even know I had that. All right. So let's get rid of this hardware quick. And another guitar spring. And trust me, I had dozens and dozens and dozens of guitar springs. All right. Whole bunch of little bags of stuff, and then we get all the small stuff out of there too. So much stuff out of there. And this is a piece of metal aluminum that I don't know what it was for. Tons of screws, washers. I gotta get more trays for the miscellaneous screws. This will come down for tools. Yeah, in tools and in hardware. And all right, here's a good one. We have an old school, and this is so dusty. This is a Garmin eTrex. I don't even know if this works. It'd be cool to plug it in and see if it does work. I'm terrified to look in the battery case here. Uh-oh. Oh, they're actually still in pretty good shape. These guys didn't corrode at all. There's no way they still have power. Let's see if they still have power. Page, power, and enter. Okay. Holy crap. It powers up. There's no way. That's awesome. Oh, wait. Searching for satellites. Wow, this thing still works. All right. That's pretty cool. We'll hang on to it, right? You never know what you can use that stuff for. I honestly, I'm pretty sure. I am pretty sure my dad gave this to me in regards to some kind of hiking thing that we were doing or we were going to go do. And I think my dad gave this to me so that, I mean, this is obviously phone and all that stuff. And it also doesn't rely on phone. It actually goes right up to a satellite. But I'm pretty sure my dad gave this to me. So I'm definitely keeping this. And the last and final piece in the top deck, I can promise you my dad gave me. This is from a Solomon 957 binding, ski binding. The plastic piece back here had obviously broken off. And this is what you clip the heel of your boot into, and it goes up like that. And you can tell the edges of my skis got on there a few times. And I poked it with my ski pole a bunch of times. These were on my very, 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 very favorite set of skis. My K2 TNCs. They were in a 210. If you tell someone you were skiing a 210 today, they will pee their pants because most guys, even the most hardcore, the biggest, longest ski that they'll use is maybe a 185 or 190. So back in the day, I was on 210s and I was ripping it on 210s. I loved it. So my very, very favorite set of skis, and my dad gave them to me. Because my dad was also only this tall. So for him to have 210s was just obnoxious. And so my dad gave them to me. He's like, yeah, they fit you better. I loved them. They were my favorite. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Kind of cool. So I'm definitely keeping that little piece of nostalgia. I think I was gonna 3D print or whatever a replacement part for those bindings. This is what happens to rubber bands over time. They they dry out and then they become brittle and then they stick to your top pad. Cool. So we have top pad all cleaned out, and that's why we have chip brushes like this and chip brushes like this so that we can sweep all this stuff out. But we also have a pad that can just come out. I thought he was glued in there. I was wrong. So the pad can come out. We'll take him over to the sink and we'll wash him out later. Set him over here. Then we'll have fresh new pad up here. That big zip tie just keeps finding its way around. Get this stuff at least kind of wiped down and cleaned out. We have our Mopar Nats sticker up here from, I believe that was from last year or year before. So this stuff kind of cleaned up on the sides. Looks like a brand new box, right? We got a ton of garbage thrown away. We only have a few pieces left over. So, yeah. All right. How are we doing? We're doing okay. Now, you guys want to see the rest of the stuff that's in here? All right. So we have like super miscellaneous. I'll bring you guys over here. Super miscellaneous, like bizarro screwdriver sets, and then a super basic socket set, another basic socket set, a box that's empty, a Benchmade box. My brother gave me a cool knife, and then kind of electrical, kind of cutting screwdrivers. We have measuring up here, all of our measuring gear. We have all of our brushes here, and then we have our pliers drawer. This is all the drill bit stuff. I can tell you right now, this jar of liquid nails already dead. We have our dental tools. Again, like I said, we were working on guitar stuff and everything was very precise. So I have a whole bunch of tools to get into very tight spaces. We also have our engraver. And then this is our hammer drawer. This is the only hammer I have down here. You know, machinist hammer. It's not awesome, but it's worked out pretty good. And we have our fuses, so we can do an electrical. This is a ton of finishing stuff. Wet sanding tray, steel wool, more fine polishing pads, some rough polishing pads. So there's a ton of finishing and like old nail polishes. Isn't that cool how it like completely gels? So like all these nail polishes can get thrown out. And then down here we have the old Dremel. We have the original handle. We have there you go. There's some old school, but that's for the guitar people. This is a tremolo test unit that I was using to test thumb screws. And this was used a lot. So that's a cool little test piece if you guys were wondering about tremolo stuff. What the hell is this? Oh, I was wondering what Toolbox brand this was because I didn't know if it was Craftsman or whatever. Oh, I guess I can read the Husky here, but there's the original Husky logos. Those can be liberated. A bunch more steel wool. These are aluminum polishing kits and stainless steel polishing kit. Again, those can go in the cabinets up here because we can use this stuff for tools. And then I have like really big Scotch-Brite pads. Some super fine tools in here. We have an old trem arm that's kind of corroded. Really fine screwdriver bits. Some tremolo test pieces. Very rare prototype tailpiece. 0.0735. and a whole bunch of Dremel stuff in here. Polishing, old tape, another tray. Oh, look at this. I don't even know where this came from. This is what, for an iPhone 4? Look at the inside of that. Like a Trans Am dashboard. I don't think I have this phone anymore. So, a lot of wiring. This is all for wiring up guitars, building cables, stuff like that. And again, filing. And this is that's Beretta stuff. So that's for Beretta parts. But that's what we will. We'll take all the stuff out of these drawers tomorrow, and then we'll put them all in, and we'll get everything labeled. So labels are going to go in the corners. If there's 2 sections to each drawer, then it goes on each side. That's how simple it is. So nothing too amazing, nothing too difficult either. So hang on, let me bring you guys back-ish here. So, whoops, wrong way. There we go. There we go. That stupid thing fell down again. It's nice to get that cleaned out. That's been on there for a while. What do we got? Cool. Just making sure I haven't missed any like customer messages or anything like that. Cool. So yeah, tomorrow we will take some of this stuff from the toolbox. We'll get it all out of there, and we'll lay it out on the pad and figure out what we want to keep and what we want to, kind of pitch from those. But most of that stuff's going to stay. It's just either going to go into the guitar cabinet, whatever, and then we'll have the rest of our automotive tools in here. So we'll have our over there. I have the multimeter. I have the wrenches. I have basic socket set, which will all go in here. We'll get things a little bit more organized for car stuff versus guitar stuff. So, and we got the new label, so we'll try out the new labeler too. I know it's getting late for you guys, so I don't want to take up any more of your time. The top took long enough. I didn't think it was going to take that long, so I apologize. But the rest of these will be very quick because we're going to be keeping a lot of it and just sort of setting the other stuff to the side. So we'll crank that one out in part 2 tomorrow, and hopefully you guys will join me. What else we got? I think that's about it. I really appreciate you guys, and thank you all very much for, like I said earlier, for the subscriptions. And I mean, I get those notifications, and it just makes me feel good. So definitely spread the word. And if you guys like what I'm doing, I appreciate that. And I'll keep doing this. Like I said, I don't get paid a single dime for this. I enjoy doing it, and you guys seem to like it too. So I'm going to keep going. So that's it for tonight. We'll get cracking on it tomorrow. If I get some time, I might do it during the day, depending on how the schedule works tomorrow. Just so I can finish this stuff off, because I am going back to Ohio this week. So I need to get as much stuff done as possible. So I might slide you guys in during the day or maybe afternoon. And it's okay. You can always watch it later. If you have any suggestions, ideas, whatever, definitely let me know. I love getting those messages too. So thanks again for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, later on this week, definitely Thursday night and probably Friday and or Saturday night, we'll be in my shop in Ohio with the race car, prepping for Lemons. And we'll have a bunch of special guests and other people there too. So you guys can enjoy that too. I'll take the laptop with me so we can do all that stuff up there. So thanks again, everyone, for hanging out tonight. I appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to show someone that you love them today. Give them a kiss on the cheek. Give them a kiss on the tip of their nose. Hold their hand. Give it a squeeze. It's really important for them, but it's far more important for you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night, and we will catch you tomorrow. Cool.